customers some of the best deals in the country. Today, we have an offer for you on their big screen, always a rarer size, but their 17.3-inch touch screen laptop that gives you not only a terabyte hard drive, but gives you 8 gigs of RAM for great multitasking, gives you beautiful quality stereo sound, built-in true HD webcam, and of course, the opportunity to really use this as your play station, as it were, your power station. If you're looking to create, maybe it's for work or school or college, this can be anything you want it to be. One thing it doesn't have to be is a fortune. So tonight on HSN, while supplies last, we have a price that is down from nearly $1,000 to $599. We're honoring our most generous flex. I was checking to confirm. 6 flex pay. It's the most we ever do. So 6 flex pay of $100 and free shipping and handling. If you happen to have an HSN credit card, we're doing 12-month VIP financing. That brings the price down to $50 a month. So that's a great way to go. And if you don't have an HSN card, please feel free to apply for one on 1-800-695-1418. You can start using it immediately. One of the things, don't ask, one of the things that we are excited to do tonight is obviously showcase the power of HP. And HP can do so much, especially when it's the best of brands. So when it's HP, when it's Intel inside, especially the Pentium Gold processor, which we're gonna spend a bit of time on as well. I wonder if our lovely producer, Erin, could help me a little with the colors. The colors are down front. It's hard for me to see. We have our silver, the mauve next to it. We have blue and the rose gold. Rose gold, most popular. And in total, there are, would you say, Erin, about 250 in each option? Was that a good approximation? Less. If you want the blue, there's about 175. So there's a lot to kind of get into here. Mr. Aaron Berger, Superstar Electronics guest host, is here. How are you, sir?
I'm good, how are you, sir?
Aaron.
What a night you've had.
What a night.
The Samurai?
What a night.
Extraordinary product.
Everything going on, right?
But now we've got the #1 selling brand, if I do say so myself, and I do say so myself, the #1 selling brand at HSN, HP, the #1 selling computer brand in America. We've got the #1 selling processor in the world.
Yep.
Not Pentium silver.
I won't have it.
Only gold for you.
Only gold.
Only gold for Adam. Intel Pentium gold inside. It really is the best of the best. And the screen size that everybody wishes they'd bought. And I mean that genuinely. You know, nobody ever looked at their screen and goes, gosh, I wish I'd bought a smaller screen. I really hate how easily, how simply I can see that screen. With the 17, look at that. With the 17-inch touch screen, it is such a pleasure, whether
it's
you're—
different class.
It really is. It puts you in a whole different class. Easier to use, more fun to use. Look at that beautiful, just gorgeous resolution. But the thing about this is, yes, you've got the larger size, but it's still a great weight. This is not an extremely heavy computer. It's just a little bit over 5 pounds. You've got a nice long battery life, all the extras. And we're gonna go through from the backlit keyboard, the HP True Vision webcam built in, optical drive built in, all your goodies. Treat yourself. Computer's something you use every day. You might as well have one that you absolutely love. I think this might be the answer.
I think for so many of us, we make do with a laptop that is not so great.
Don't we?
That kind of struggles to keep up with the pace that we want to work at, something that's slow or is bogged down with viruses or crashes a lot, you know, and there's no need to be like that when you have a laptop that's a $599, that's that next generation. Already that rose gold is the #1 seller, so we're excited to share that with you. If you are somebody that is starting a home-based business or has family or friends that are kind of looking to take on a new challenge in the new year, maybe an online educational course, this is gonna be a wonderful thing to give and gift this holiday season. I mean, it's a main Christmas present, right? A main Hanukkah present, a main Kwanzaa present, a main gift that can change everything. Again, power of HP and Microsoft all together in one unit, as it were. We mentioned the size of the screen because it just makes life a lot better. Aaron, you said the touch screen as well, which is, it changes everything. It's more intuitive, it's more organic.
There are so many superlatives about this computer, so I'm just gonna throw them out there. I know it sounds like a lot of superlatives. It's because There just are. It is, in fact, let's take a look at the screen and I'll kind of talk you through some of these as I demonstrate some things. It is the largest screen that we offer in any laptop at HSN. So the #1 largest screen. It's the most RAM we've done in a computer this year.
Right.
Why is that important? It's 8 gigabytes of RAM. Why is RAM important? RAM is important for lots of reasons. One of the reasons is multitasking. You see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 things up and running here, 6 programs up and running. I'm on hsn.com. I've got a little 3D paint program up here.
Very cute.
And that's part of Windows 10, which we'll talk a little bit more about in a minute. So the most RAM that we've done all year, the largest hard drive that we've done this year, a full terabyte hard drive. I think we have a little video that we can show you guys. What does a terabyte hard drive mean? Well, that refers to how much you can store on your computer. So how many movies you can store on your computer, how much music you can store on your computer, how many photos we can store. And I think we have either a little video or a little still we can show you there that will show you exactly how much a full terabyte is. The #1 processor brand in the world, Intel. Yeah, Intel inside. And if you notice, there's gold all around, not silver. Silver's great. Intel Pentium Gold is the latest version of the Intel processor. Let's show that video. So how much can you store on your computer? Oh, yeah, great. How much can you store on your computer in terms of how many videos can you store? How much music can you store? How many games, et cetera, et cetera. Again, this is the largest storage that we've done all year on a computer with a full terabyte. You can store 250 hours of high definition video, which is about 1,000 hours of standard definition video, 16,000 hours of music, about 1/3 of a million photos. So it is a ton of information to be able to store. Remember, on a computer that only weighs 5.6 pounds. So yeah, you've got the biggest screen, you've got the biggest hard drive, you've got the most RAM, you've got the #1 processor in the world, you've got the #1 selling computer in America and the #1 selling brand at HSN. It's everything you need. And when you put that with the touchscreen, I think the touchscreen is the biggest difference here probably because yeah, it's our biggest screen and that's great, but it's also a touchscreen. If you can do a touchscreen, and the only reason I think that anybody wouldn't do a touchscreen is because of price, but HSN has made it so affordable tonight. If you can do a touchscreen, it's what you want. It is the way that we really compute now. And with Windows 10 built in, the latest operating system from Microsoft. Now, Windows 10 can be used on non-touchscreen computers as well,
right,
but it's really built to be used in a touchscreen environment. And when you get to use it with the touchscreen, my gosh, you'll love it. It's so simple to use. In fact, let me just show you here. I'm gonna close, I've got all these windows open. I'm just gonna close all these windows for a moment to show you what the computer looks like here. Windows 10 looks like versions of Windows that you've used in the past. And that's one of the brilliant things about it is it's sort of instantly familiar, but more powerful.
Yes.
So bottom left-hand corner, we press our start button. That opens up all of your live tiles. What are live tiles? Live tiles are your music and your games and your movies. We'll talk about the Windows Store here in a little bit. There's all of your programs, everything, Adam, at your fingertips.
Now, you see what Aaron just did, though. He's showing off with his, his so nimble fingers. But the reality is we're also used to using our fingers on our phones and our tablets.
That's right.
Why don't we use it on the laptop?
That's right.
It just makes no sense. So let's maybe single that out as a reason to upgrade tonight to a touch screen laptop experience that is more organic to use, just an easier, better experience, and of course at a price that is so just, I suppose, affordable. Again, when you start adding it all up, the specs and of course the 17.3-inch screen, $599 is wonderful. Aaron's done other touchscreen laptops at $599, but they're the 15-inch.
That's right.
You know, Aaron, I remember when you first told me, you said, the 17-inch screen is a little rarer. And I remember thinking, really, is it? You don't ever imagine that to be the case.
Right.
When I go into the store and look, you weren't kidding around.
Yeah, you simply don't see it as much. The #1 selling screen size in America is the 15.6-inch size, but if you can do the size that's just a little bit bigger, particularly, if you're thinking of this as your main computer, the computer that you go to all the time, the computer that you use all the time, with all of your extra features built in, for example, a backlit keyboard. Look. That makes such a difference. It's all of these little sort of creature comforts that make such a big deal. For example, a backlit keyboard. So what does that mean? That means being able to lie in bed at night and not turn on the lights in order to see what you're typing, or being able to be if your kids are in a classroom and if they're doing a presentation. Look, you see the difference? That's without a backlit keyboard. You couldn't type. Obviously, you can't see anything.
Right.
As soon as you turn the keyboard on, you're good to go.
Right. It's an upgrade.
It is an upgrade, and typically it's an expensive upgrade.
Yeah.
You've sold $1,200, $1,400 computers that don't have backlit keyboards before, right? So that's another one of the great things. We'll turn the lights back on here and I'll show you something else that most people don't expect. Less than a third of computers in the US have an optical drive built in. Your new computer does. So when you want to listen to a music, or you want to watch a movie, or you want to burn any sort of information, your optical drive is there, you're ready to go, fully kitted out, fully loaded computer.
Let's just do a quick quantity update. Lovely Aaron, our producer, just said that navy is the best seller, that blue.
So that's this one right here.
160 left in the blue if you do want the blue. And it is selling twice as fast. That's the power of Mr. Aaron Berger, you see. Aaron, hold another colour. Hold another colour.
Somebody bring me Paisley. Let's see how good this is.
If anybody can, you can. So blue, for obvious reasons, a beautiful, beautiful colour. We also have that rose gold, which is down here. You got to see that rose gold, which is so good. The mauve, mauve, which is it, Aaron?
I don't. So when I look it up on Google, it says mauve.
Right.
So that's what I go with, but I think it's a potato.
Because you just say, I always think of when you say stove, mauve.
That's how I remember it. Rhymes with stove is how I remember it.
Some mauve. We'll go with mauve then.
Okay, we're going with mauve.
Too complicated. 200 also in mauve, and of course we have our silver as well. Reason to buy tonight, our most generous flex pay, so 6 monthly payments of $100, free shipping and handling. Oh, and remember the other thing as well, this is that rare time where if you buy your laptop this evening, you have an astonishing return policy. And I say that because in the world of electronics, normally there's a restocking fee or a penalty if, God forbid, you were to return it. When you shop with us, you have till the end of January 2020 to return it if you are not 100% completely satisfied. So I want you to feel confident about buying and shopping with HSN. We kind of do things a little bit crazily around here, but good crazy. You're always at the forefront of everything we do, so we want to make sure that you are the happiest. HP and HSN, I mean, powerhouses together. Nobody else has this offer, this touchscreen and the real estate on the screen. If you're watching Netflix or movies or creating, Aaron was doing the fun little cartoons earlier, you can do it all by using your hands, your fingers, or you can use the touchpad, or you can have an additional mouse if you so desire. It's just a 10 times better experience. And at this price, we can afford to upgrade. Aaron, everything evolves. Everything gets better. Perhaps not you and I, but everything else gets better.
We're classics.
Vintage.
There ever were.
Vintage.
Oh, even worse.
This, though, is better than a laptop that you and I could have sold 2, 3, 4 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, imagine 2, 3, 4 years ago what a 17-inch touch screen laptop would have cost. I'm not
remortgaged,
sure.
you know.
Exactly, the house mortgage.
Seriously?
Yeah, no, it really would have been a different proposition. Again, sort of taking a look, just go, if you're just joining us, taking a look at the specs on the computer, the largest screen on any laptop computer that we've done this year, so on any portable computer, weighs only a little bit over 5 pounds. So while we've got the great big screen, we've got the touch screen, I'll just kind of turn it around here to show you the screen while we're talking through some of these things. It only weighs a little bit over 5 pounds. So it's really, truly a portable, truly an on-the-go computer. There's the webcam that we're gonna show off just a little bit more here in a minute. All of the upgrades in terms of RAM. What is RAM? RAM is what allows you to multitask. Right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have about 8 programs up and running on the computer, and you can see there's really no pausing, there's no waiting, there's no hesitating. Even when we're live streaming, the computer that we have in the center of the table here, I think we're live streaming hsn.com. You could be live streaming Hulu, you could be live streaming Netflix, you could be live streaming Prime Video, whatever it is, any of your streaming services, and you're not waiting on your computer. So again, the single most RAM of any computer we've offered this year. RAM is also important in your internet speed, not so much it doesn't control the speed of the internet itself, but it contributes to your upload and download capabilities. We live in a world of high definition video, of high definition audio, of larger file sizes, and RAM is a big contributor when it comes to your speed on the internet. Sometimes we think, erroneously, it turns out, oh, the internet is slow today.
Right.
The internet in general, unless you're on a dial-up modem somewhere, which would be a pretty uncommon experience today. The internet is really quite fast for most of us. If you have Wi-Fi in your house, your internet should be really darn fast. If your computer is 3, 4, 5, 6 years old and it doesn't have a large amount of RAM, it doesn't have a good processor like the Intel Pentium Gold processor, it doesn't have some of these latest specs in it. It doesn't have a big hard drive. Maybe you've filled your hard drive. That's another thing that people kind of tend to forget about. That tends to slow your computer down. This has the largest hard drive as well. So all these superlatives, which really do add up to a better experience.
I think for anybody that's, I mean, just as Aaron's talking, I'm kind of playing around and using it. Sometimes keyboards drive me nuts, Aaron. There is such a thing as a bad keyboard.
Yeah,
I'm not wrong though, am I?
No, not at all. Not at all. You're not the first host. Suzanne is another one of our electronics hosts, right. And she talks about keyboards all the time. Right. And same thing. I have used a lot of keyboards where they're kind of squishy.
Yeah.
This is has kind of a nice firm. They're called island style keys or oasis style keys, individually tiled. Yeah. There's 3 different ways to say basically the same thing. Well, here's the 4th way. Chiclet style keyboards.
Oh, look at
individually tiled, oasis style, island style. Some people call them chiclet style. Let's just show you what we're talking about here. This is that keyboard that is really nice to use. The other thing you'll notice is there's a numeric keypad on the side. That's a really convenient thing to, whether you're doing a little bit of banking or paying your bills online or whatever it is. So nice to have a full a full, what's it called?
Alphanumeric keypad?
Yeah. I can't think of it. Yeah, numeric keypad on the side. That's what it's called.
I'm always there to help you.
Thank you.
I'm not much help.
Not really. Sorry. I thought you'd be like, oh, that's what we call up.
No, I'm sorry. Do you know why though?
Why is that?
I do have an excuse. I was thinking about the shopping party I'm hosting later.
What's that?
Yeah, I know you'd ask that. Good
Seriously,
question.
what is the shopping?
I really don't know.
And am I
invited?
invited?
Well, it's online only.
Okay.
I'm not very social.
It's a nice way of saying no, you're not specifically invited. Go ahead.
But I do encourage you, Aaron, as
shopping party later tonight.
At 11:30 on Facebook, on HSN's Facebook page, I will be hosting a shopping party, and I'll be able to introduce you to some of our favorite products for the holiday season. I hope to see you there. I'll be interacting and chatting with you. So 11:30.
11:30, you say?
I know you'll be there, right?
11:30.
11:30. Don't you be sleeping now.
How do I watch?
Just on Facebook.
Go to Facebook. That's it.
That popular website.
Okay. What's it called?
Facebook.
Okay.
Lots of faces.
And in there, if I type in HSN,
yes,
it's going to take me out.
I'll be there.
I'm serious.
I'll be there. Good.
Is this the first time we've done this?
There's been a couple. Yeah. After I do it, though.
We're gonna cut it. Okay,
There'll be me, my mom, and Chelsea. That's it. Hopefully you can join me.
I will be there.
Thank
honestly,
you, sir.
I will.
Thank you.
I can write little comments.
I'll hold you to that. Okay, so blue's nearly gone. If you do want the blue, there's about 100 left. Rose gold, silver, or of course the mauve as well that we have. A new laptop for under the tree this holiday season would be such a wonderful gift to give somebody, but also give yourself. Don't let another day go by where you are, making do. You want more storage, you want more multitasking capability, all of your music and photos and videos, your games, they're all gonna go on here. Remember, the way you're gonna interact with it is gonna be different now that it's a touch screen, right? So this is a much better experience. And the fact that this is bigger all in all. So it may only weigh 5.4 pounds, but this being in 17.3 inches gives you more real estate to watch your movies or to create with it. So the reason why it's on, if I didn't already say this, Aaron, I'll say it again. Yeah. Our today's special sold out earlier today. So in its place, we had the Arlo, which sold out as well.
Right. Since a theme.
There's a theme. So the folks were able to work some magic and bring this to air for our final electronics item of the evening. So we have now total with everybody on the phone line about 650 or 670 before it's completely sold out. We have lots of great deals on laptops, but for those of you that want the best, at 17.3 inches and touchscreen, this is a really remarkable price. The one thing that I do want to just draw your attention to as well, above and beyond also a software suite that comes included. Maybe, Aaron, let's kind of do that first, and then we've got to talk about Viper.
Sounds great. Okay, so and they actually go together beautifully. So first, we include, and this is something that's exclusive to HSN, we're the only place in the world that brings you this 17-inch laptop, Intel Pentium Gold processor, 8 gigabytes of RAM, full terabyte hard drive. And I don't mean to just throw specs at you, but I do want you to understand that we've loaded this guy up. We include $492 of additional, say that again, $492 of additional software and services, including Bigger Brain online training, Password Boss Premium, Hotspot Shield Premium, which protects you when you're out and about online, Pizzap Pro, which is a great video and editing, photo editing suite, a full year of that, Pandora Premium, Maelstrom Basic, you guys know the entertainment coupon book? It's
yes.
So cool. Well, now it's digital. So that same entertainment coupon book that you probably used to buy from the Girl Scouts or the Boy Scouts or from your church or your school or whatever, we're actually including that. Lots of buy one, get one free coupons for restaurants and just really, really good stuff and really good deals there. So again, just the software we're including, $492 in additional software. There is, however, one piece of software that Adam and I both just really emphatically recommend in addition, and that of course is Viper Security. And I want to double check, you're going to see the graphic change over here for a second. This is the 8 version.